I care about
I'm
it.
caring more and more.
I know, like,
Fighting
yeah,
than I did back in the days.
yeah. There's something
Like,
about it,
when,
you know.
Like all the fighting really, the heavyweight boxing and the UFC as well.
Tyson Fury,
So
he's
yeah,
king right now.
them way
Come on,
days.
AJ though.
Beloved, this is the Culture and Camaraderie podcast, the most thought-provoking, introspective,
Industrious,
creative
discussion.
with my guy Ty Various.
But.
I am the big Bumba Clark playboy himself.
You
Damilare
done know.
From nytypical.net. We keep it real, easy for sheezy.
Locked in and loaded.
Fam, I can't wait to get a new camera.
I can't wait till a new camera is here.
And I can't wait till we have soundboards as well. Those are the two things.
You just gotta do it with the voice. You should do it.
Pew pew.
What are you saying anyway?
Nothing. It's just like I was recovering in it still this week from everything that happened the week prior. Yeah, like that was a bit random.
I wanted to ask you about this actually, regarding your health, yeah.
Okay.
And with the coronavirus. I don't know if you're just saying you want to talk about it, and that's fine if we don't want to. But is that something that's gonna?
I thought about it,
you?
and I don't know, to be honest.
Because it's only a respiratory.
Yeah, I have
thing,
fairly good health, but who knows? Yeah. I have had fluid in my lungs before, and I have had ulcers before, and I have pneumonia before. So.
Oh yeah. See, because I've got asthma, but not severe asthma for one, and two, it's been dormant, more or less. It only comes out when I have
eczema as well.
No.
Alright.
Only have asthma.
I don't know why I thought you had like the one.
Do I look like a guy who has eczema?
No, I don't know. I don't know why.
My boy
even
does.
Thought about it,
I
though.
don't.
But yeah.
Anyway.
Coronas with the lime.
Hi, Corona.
Do you really like? To be fair,
they lost 132 mil, blood clots, probably more at this stage.
Wow.
They lost 132 mil.
What, this quarter?
Yeah, something like that. Well, since
like,
it got announced.
As compared to what they would make.
Yeah.
Damn. But do you really give a toss about Corona? Like, I was traveling today and I was like, I'm not really thinking about it.
No.
Because I'm normally
I think most people aren't. I think people think about it in the same way that you think about, cancer in a weird way. Like, not to compare them, but I'm just saying, like, on the social scale.
Yeah.
It's not about a comparison. I'm talking about, like, the way people think about it. It's like, it's one of those things where it's like...
You don't have it till you have it.
Yeah, exactly. You're not going to think about it properly until it happens to you. And although the media is making more of a sensational thing about it, people aren't necessarily... It's one of those things, it's not even real. You can't conceptualize it because... You don't even know what it is.
To be fair, I've been thinking, like, because of that, like, whenever something massive or weird like that happens, I think more about the things that are happening politically, like the presidential debates and stuff, all the Democratic debates and all of that stuff, and like where Bernie is in the polls and where Trump is, and like
I have not even been following
and
that
the electoral college and all of that stuff, like, and like the youth ain't voting for Bernie like they do online and stuff like that. It's like,
wow, that's funny.
It's all types of it's all types of weird. To be fair, it's quite topsy turvy at the moment.
Wait,
America.
So how many terms has Trump done so far? He's done 2 terms.
He's done one term, bro.
He's only done one term before. This is his second term.
This would be his second one, yes.
Oh, what if he wins?
Yeah, this would be
really.
Yeah, bro. He only came in 2016. Just
damn.
After
Why is
Obama, man.
Oh, yeah. 2026 the end.
Yeah, man. And we got a Tory president.
It feels like it's been so much longer. It feels like it's been so much longer.
It's actually like the weirdest thing because like I was thinking about it and I was speaking about it the other day as well. Like, but because you know how I always talk about the change that happened like around 2015, 2016. Yeah. Someone said that was because of Trump, and obviously that's not what I think about.
The change. What change of what?
The change of the guard, the way that Instagram like just like the way the whole social dynamics.
Like the rhetoric.
Yeah, and how going through. Just the whole landscape of things, like the way that we use socials, like from when before Instagram models weren't respected or was a thing that was respected, and now suddenly they're a thing that's regarded as high quality work because they engage a lot of people. Money. Yeah, so. like, and how YouTube is massively respected now, and you got Leo Cohen there, like, with YouTube Music, and you know, the copyrights and all of the laws that they're trying to pass, and Google and Spotify and I think Pandora coming together to redo some copyright laws and all of that stuff. Like, it's literally like the world is just different, innit? Yeah. And you know, I'm not gonna give that to Trump for one, but just like the adjustments that we've made to make sure that social media fits around our lives and how we even just connect to everything, because obviously everything's in chaos right now, and like it needs to reach an equilibrium, and it hasn't done that yet. So that's why I always tell us, like, because the Renaissance is gonna come, like, it is coming, it's bubbling, and it's not over the surface yet, but it is bubbling in it. So that's why I always tell us we need to be where we want to be, or where we think we're supposed to be by 2022, because that's when we're supposed to change the game, and they will reach some sort of equilibrium, or at least the chaos will acquiesce, so everybody will be used to this type of chaos, because it's not really that the chaos stops. It's just that people get used
changes,
to it.
Yeah.
Like, we just get used to how, like, from when your parents wasn't on socials and then suddenly they're on socials, and how you're okay with following your mum on Facebook versus how you was back then. Like, it's like you acquiesce. Yeah. And that's what we're going to do. Like, it's either going to reach an equilibrium, or we're going to acquiesce. And we have to, you know, make decisions upon that. But obviously, whether people are going to listen to me or not about literally getting where you're supposed to be by 2022 so that we can work properly is up to everybody else, because it's I change the game, this much I know. You listen to that song, innit?
I literally did not grab one note or word of what you said.
Promise the Rascal song, bruv. The RMR song.
Oh yeah.
This much I know.
That was a weird video.
I love that song so much. I shared it with about 1,200, maybe 1,500 people.
What do you mean you shared it with that many people?
Like, I made sure that a lot of people saw it.
Lit.
Because of the circles I run, and it's like different types of people that are going to see it as well, and it goes to their circles and it permeates. Because obviously it was going viral when I showed it to you, and so yeah, like, and now it's on Spotify. Oh, man, that's a different type of tune, bruv. That is a different type of tune.
It's so interesting how music videos make songs as well. How they combine.
Yeah, like
to give it a feel, because Well, because
there was so many types of twists and juxtapositions there as well. It's like, yeah, bruv, it was different. Like, even though it's like meme music, at the same time, it's like serious music. Like, it's
because he was talking.
He was talking that talk, fam. Like, you know, the bitches that broke my heart became hoes that scam. You know, there's some truth to that.
Yeah, that's the way. Because I only listened to it once, and I was more like, I've even spoken about this. When I listen to a tune, I kind of absorb it as the tune first. So I probably need to I'd need to listen and actually watch the video with what he's saying again. But I just remember with what he's talking about. I remember it juxtaposition, and it's because it's not just what he's singing about.
Was he singing in an E flat? Is my ear off?
I don't know that.
I don't know.
What you got? What's it called?
I'm tuning my ear, man. Because I've got the worst. Like, I was literally just singing before. I can't hear myself. The way I hear myself versus what comes out, it's totally like in my ears. Yeah. The way I listen to myself, my voice is much deeper than where it comes out. And unless I listen to myself back, it doesn't resonate.
You have to do that, man.
Yeah. So I have to control it and just. It's
the only way to improve those vocals.
The cerebrals. I have to make my cerebrals right. So yeah, but cause he's a writer. He's like I forget his story, but he's wrote for people before, and like he's literally a professional writer. But he just came out with that song. and boom, it's like a viral sensation, and he's like an actual, like, this is the thing, like, he's an actual singer, like, he does actual,
well, you can hear it in his
like,
voice,
sample vocals and shit like that.
You can hear it in his voice.
Yeah, and like, just the way it was, like, you know, he does songs, like, you can tell that that's not his first time in this rodeo, pun intended.
Wait, but is that the first song of his that has blown up?
Yeah, like, this is like, it's, first of all, this is probably not the real, he probably doesn't go by Rumor, like, that's what the RMR's for. But and his face,
that's quite a sick name.
His face is covered, and everyone's face was covered in that, and like, they just come out with a song, like, sick visuals, hard hitting, and they done dizzy.
So interesting, isn't it? It's like it show. I don't know, things like that. More and more, I'm seeing how important it is to be able to actually write a song. Like, it's such an important aspect.
Yeah,
because you're then able to produce the product.
Need that.
Gotta be able to do that effectively. It's interesting. Do you know what happened with how the Giveon thing came about? Did you look much into that with Drake?
Giveon,
yeah.
He came. What do you mean how it came about?
How it came about with Drake and did you hear much about
Giveon and Drake are
on the Chicago Freestyle?
Giveon and Drake aren't together.
They're not together. That is, isn't it?
That's
no, it is. No, it's not. How much you gonna bet? I'll bet you money right now.
That's Giveon.
Yes, that's why you started showing it to me. That's why I'd been listening to him before. Because I heard him and I was like, I knew that's Giveon, but it sounded slightly different.
Giveon is on Chicago Freestyle.
Yes,
that's him in the background.
Yes. I see.
But his tone is.
Mate, it's him.
That's the Sampha tone, though.
Listen to me, it's him.
I didn't know that. Didn't know.
I wouldn't lie to you, man.
I know you're not lying to me, but like that's the Sampha tone, innit?
No, everyone thinks it. Everyone did think it was Sampha, but it was proven it was him. Really good.
Mad.
Hooks on hooks
so
on hooks.
Even like just randomly seeing him on my socials.
That's why I thought you showed me.
No.
The thing, like, but you bumped into Giveon. You bumped into Giveon recently. The reason you bumped into him. The reason you bumped into him is because of that. Because I had seen him before. Like he done. There was a couple songs I've seen him.
He's got some good. Well,
I'll tell you why I've seen him from. Because of Snow Allegra. That's why I saw him.
He's with Snow as well.
He's not with Snow. I've just seen him pop up on Snow's like shared or retweeted some of his stuff.
Okay.
And I've seen it, and it's weird.
But like he is sick.
Yeah, no, he's
like,
good.
The song,
got interesting tone.
Like I Want You.
Yeah, that's a good one. I prefer.
There's another one.
Which one was it? I preferred out of those two.
I don't know which one I sent you.
You sent me both. Yeah, I think that was my favorite one.
Hard.
That one was good. Instrumentation in it is nice.
See, this is where I want to like actually play the song so that like on like at least on the audio only like we can, because obviously YouTube.
Can we do that?
We can.
On the audio.
We can.
On the audio.
But only on the audio only.
Okay.
But Giveon Heartbreak Anniversary. Great for post Valentine's Day. Like, because obviously you know me. Like, when I look for new artists, I'm like, I'm super skeptical. Like, people think that I just love off new artists automatically. I don't. Like, I listened to one song and I was like, okay. Like, because you know when you first listen to a song, then you get like that charged up. Oh, a new artist. Yeah, I suppress that and I'm like, okay, let me see if they got work out, fam. And it's like, and then I look at the videos and I'm like, they were signed to an indie. And this video is quite good quality, and then I think about something else, and then like I go to their Spotify and I'm like, they got quite a few songs, and they're trying to, they're trying to develop and bubble up.
Well, they've only got 5. It's only got 5. You say quite a few. It's only 5 since 2018.
Like, exactly. So it's like
2017.
He's I can tell in my head he's with an indie, and they're trying something, and he's been writing. Like, I can tell he's writing a lot. But he hasn't tried a lot on his own. That is what I've gathered. And what he's doing is amazing. Chicago Freestyle, like you said. Like, that is nuts. A shout. But that's what I'm saying. The fact he got that, that's nuts. Wait.
But that's why I was saying I thought you might have heard. Because the only reason I thought you showed me Giveon actually was I just assumed it was because of Chicago Freestyle.
No.
So he was on Chicago Freestyle. And that's why I thought we was going to talk about how that might have come about, because clearly that link up there's something going on, because Giveon's not a big artist by any stretch. It's not like
he's not a big artist.
No.
Swear
no,
down.
he's not a big artist.
Okay,
No.
then.
I'm sure he hasn't even got more than 20k followers on Instagram, like at all.
That is mad.
You know what I mean? So
Let me.
it's interesting because
His lyrics are so, and the way the way he comes across on tunes as well. It's like, I like it. I just like it, and I want to hear more. And I like literally, like even the Chicago freestyle doesn't even do his skill justice.
It doesn't, but I think at the same time it does.
It added to the tune.
Okay, I know what you mean.
He can't perform that.
No,
like,
I get what you mean.
That's not a
in the grand scheme of things.
That's not a transition for him. That's not an interlude for him at shows. That's just like a tick off the box. Like, I worked with Drake on this. Yeah. Like friggin' St. John. Like he worked with Beyonce on Brown Skin Girl. So now like that's his accolade, but it doesn't do his whole skill justice. Like he does much more dynamic things. Yeah. And that was part of his dynamism. It's
just like a really, really good ad.
Yeah. It's like an additive to the name.
Well, and ad, well, I was talking about like advert, but
ad. It's an additive to the name, and it's like it promotes the name, but it doesn't do it fully justice.
And everyone thought it was Sampha.
Yeah, I fully thought it was Sampha. I just kind of like
that's so funny though, because that was not the first thing I went to. I heard, I was like, is that Giveon guy?
What? And so you listened to Giveon before?
Not heavy though. That's the thing. Not heavy. Like, funnily enough, it's so weird with him because I like his music. It's like it's all right, but I don't know. Like none of it's really like I could tell he was sick, and as an artist, like he's great. But nothing really hit. When I heard that, like I really liked that hook. That's why for me, even though it doesn't add anything to him as an artist, it's like I just liked how that hook sounded. Like like there's just something about it because you can tell whatever they've done with that. I think they've sped it up. They've clearly sampled it. They fucked with it. Whatever he was doing. So that's why I'm interested to know, was that like just it must have been like a little thing he was just writing, you know, and he's just sent it across, and they've been like, sick. You know what I mean? Or someone's made a beat. You made the beat using Giveon as a sample or whatever. You know, because it's not even featured on it. So I think whatever's happened is what's probably happened. This is my theory. Okay. Is the producer has made a beat. With Giveon sampled. And then Drake's been like, this beat's hard. Yeah. Because he's not even featured on the
Chicago freestyle,
on the actual song.
Like it's on SoundCloud, so I don't know whether it says featuring Giveon on
I don't think it does.
I don't think it does. I've seen.
He just clearly got the bag. He just got the bag.
But I think it's like it's one of those. I forget what the name of those type of tunes are, but like, 2 seconds. You know those type of tunes that it's like a sample track or a backing track. Like it's meant to be layered for someone else, and then like you said, they made it like a sample. Yeah. So it wasn't like it was a feature on the song. It was like you're taking this from something else, and like the beat and like the vocals were just they were properly in tune. And then Drake comes on saying, what's it called again? Truck to the plane, truck to the hotel lobby. I go through underground garages.
Yeah, it's a sick tune.
Yo. Oh, bro, that is the biggest tune. Wait, 2 seconds, fam, because the way it just switches from. Wait, I just wanna. It doesn't even sound like Giveon.
It does. It does. He's got that baritone.
Hey, in the city, you know the kisses. 30 degrees, 30
the
cold,
melody.
So hold me tight.
See, for me, like this is the thing. Yeah.
Will I see you at the show?
The thing is, what's interesting is I realize I've started to realize what I like about an artist, and when they can write a song, is it's just pure. Like for me, it's like the melody or a melody that sticks out. It's not just like, oh, is that melody good, but is that melody, does it surprise me, or is it unique to you, or does it express something unique about you? And there's that Heartbreak Anniversary. Some of the verses, I think it's the pre-choruses on that, are just so nice. And but that's what made me go, yo, okay, this guy's nuts.
Yeah, it's not the actual lyrics of Heartbreak Anniversary that stuck. It's like the pre-chorus and the chorus and the bridge and stuff like that comes out.
He has got really good memories.
Is like to me, he's like one of those finds. It's like he was definitely like, because I found another, like, she's a female artist. I'll try to find her, but like I look for artists all the time. Like, this was literally one of the less natural, I guess, but natural finds. That's like, okay, yeah. Like, I didn't listen to his music because of Drake, but it was like, that was cool to hear. Like, literally the first time you told me that is like literally my first time hearing that. Didn't clock, didn't think anything of it.
Convinced it was Sanford.
Literally convinced. Like, there's this girl, Mareba.
You don't.
Sandstorm and Heatwave.
Sandstorm. We
Planet
played that. I
U.
swear, have I not sent Sandstorm to you before? She's sick. She done another tune with this guy called what's his name? I listened to him before.
But yeah, like, she's but she's not Givian level. Like,
no, she's good. That Sandstorm tune is good with JID.
Good. Yeah,
that was a flex for JID as well. He done his job on that. Well, just listening to that tune, like he's versatile as fuck.
Like Planet U is the one that brought me to her though. I like that. I was like, yeah, I like this tune.
Yeah.
And then I was like, let me see if you got recent stuff.
What do you think of D Smoke?
I don't listen to him.
That's Sir's brother.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
you not heard this?
Yeah, I don't listen to him.
The thing is, I know why you won't like him.
Why is that?
Because he sounds quite a bit like Kendrick.
Oh yeah,
but he's got some good songs.
No, so. Like there's this other dude that like, I think I definitely showed him to you. To be fair, Boldy James, like, he's also West Coast.
Boldy James, yes, you did.
Yeah, like with Alchemist and he done a thingy with
Colours.
Nah. But Denzel Curry's Colours.
Cave.
Yeah, the Cave thing. Yeah. The Cave with Kenny Beats.
Denzel Curry. Oh, did you see?
Denzel Curry's Colours, like, he is so performative.
Yeah, no.
Like, he is, like, obviously I knew he was sick from Ultimate and that, but like, literally watching his Colours, it's like, he is such a sick artist. Watching the Unlocked, such a sick episode.
Oh, episode.
Yeah. And like, I was just like, just listening to him talk about it as well, just like knowing that after he even laid the vocals, he was like, okay, so while he was doing that, he was thinking, okay, we're gonna do all of this with it, and we're gonna make it like a little TV show and all of that stuff, like, and do all like being inspired by Cowboy Bebop and all of that type stuff, and like, yeah, like, that's the mind of like an artist. Mm-hmm. That's like real artistry and production. Like, he really produced that idea properly to the way that he wanted, and like, even though he's not like on the highest like of exposure, he still executed a high level product. And like, you can go back to that product and say, yes, this is like one of his best works because of the way it was just all planned and laid out. And that's just like, because obviously, like, I'm on my high art tip like right now because of it's March now, isn't it? So yeah, like,
it's high art season still.
Yeah, so like, looking for new artists, looking for the best artists, looking for like the best people to promote, to talk about, looking for people who are really executing in business, all of that type stuff. That is the season that I'm in right now, like between now and May and all of that stuff, like the springtime, spring of the rookies coming upon us. So yeah, like, soon.
Yeah.
Truck to the plane to the truck to the hotel lobby. Me, I go through underground garages. Presidential suite on deposit.
Because I want to see R&B, like, from me. I just love my R&B, man.
Did you hear what Younger May said about R&B?
Who's Younger May?
Your
opinion's invalid, fam.
Man said, who is Younger May? Younger May is a rapper. She said that R&B needs to be more dynamic and there's not enough R&B out. And all of that stuff.
I agree with that.
You agree?
I agree to a certain extent. I agree to a certain extent because I feel like
we got everyone from Snow.
No, I'll tell you why. Those are good. Yeah, those are great people. I know those are all good. But like, I feel
last year was even an amazing R&B year for R&B.
Yeah, no, it was. It was sick. But I'm talking about R&B used to hold it down. R&B was before hip hop came and overtook it.
Yeah,
R&B was the shit. You know what I mean? And even though it's still there, it's R&B and hip hop are
they were like synonymous, like.
But you know what I mean? And there's some sort, but now they sort of splintered off, and R&B's become more sort of aesthetically pleasing, sort of a lot more.
There's no singers like we did.
You know what I mean? Giveon is a great example. Snow's a great example, and Lucky Day are all great examples of like people. But like what she's saying to an extent is actually kind of right.
No, what you agree with, not what she said, because what she said was obvious.
I didn't hear the whole of what she said. All I heard is what you just told me. Is that there's not, and I got to kind of agree. I think because it's not as cool as rap and hip hop. And there's also the fact it's not as easily accessible to do it to a standard that people are going to like. You can't just like come into R&B and be a Giveon. You can't just come into R&B and be a Snow. You can't just come into R&B and be a Lucky Day. These guys have actual understanding of music as well as culture, what they do. Like they have an understanding of how to write a song. Bro,
like, but that's the thing. An R&B artist is allowed to be older. That is also the other thing. That's the other side of it. Like, but R&B artists are given that courtesy.
It's harder, but it's harder. It's harder to get into. Look, bro, you got on YouTube how to make a Lil Uzi song in 15 minutes. You couldn't do that with an R&B artist.
Yeah, like a kid can't make like
you know what I mean?
I don't even know what that dude's name is, but like I don't want to hear the 19-year-old talk about R&B, fam.
You know,
like I was actually thinking about Khalid.
I think it depends. It's rare.
The Khalid, that Khalid dude.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Khalid.
That's how you say his name, innit? The Great Khalid or something.
Khalid.
Well, he does like
Khalid. Oh, is it the guy with the high top?
Yeah.
The pop guy.
American no, see, but he's a singer. This is the thing. But obviously, I was talking about it the other day. I was like, I just need him to grow up a bit. Yeah. I just need more, like, I need him to...
What songs has he got? He's got a good voice.
No, he's got some, he's got some popping tunes in Zeitgeist, but not in, like...
Culture.
Yeah, not culturally, where, like, R&B matters.
But that's what I mean, because he's a pop artist, though, isn't he? He's a pop artist.
But he can, like, he's got that type of voice that's got like a touch of soul.
It's got a tone to it. Yeah,
you know where he's come from. You can tell where he's come from, but the type of music he's making is not from the heart almost. And I don't want to take that away from him. Yeah. But it might be from the heart, but at the same time, I don't feel the essence of like those great singers.
He's just sitting in that vein of like Ed Sheeran-esque kind of pop pocket of the R&B world. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like, yeah, man. I don't know.
I need more texture.
But he might not be that type of artist.
Color.
He might not be that type of artist.
He's gonna grow into it.
That's fine.
He's one heartbreak away, one X away, one music. Like everyone is
sitting on 56 million listeners a month.
That is wild. That is wild.
You know what I mean?
That is
talking
wild.
About his life's good, bro.
Every artist is one muse away, fam. Like. Kanye West had Amber Rose and then made My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy right after Late Registration, Code Dropout, 808 and Heartbreak.
It's so hard to say because
like I think you're always one muse away.
I don't know because when artists move into the lane that they're moving into, I think it's a conscious decision because
when you're the biggest artist, but
this
a
is
muse
what I'm saying,
can change
because
it.
Ed Sheeran, that's a conscious choice to go down the route that he's going, and I think once you
talk
start
about the
going
X
down
album,
that
that's not his like he done like. Because I think you're talking about the album with all the features on it, innit?
That what I'm talking about before that. What got him to this stratospheric level?
The vibes,
when you're
the plus and all of that.
I'm talking about people of all that caliber. Even something of Jay-Z and Beyonce, the way that they move, it's like once you go to, because it becomes a different level. It becomes, you make pop music that's so large and accessible, and the production value around what you do.
Yeah, it's just like so cinematic.
Yeah, it becomes cinematic, so it doesn't have to be as deep and as genuinely meaningful because you're not trying to pinpoint to an exact experience and feeling what you're trying to do. You are, but on a broader scale. So it's different. And I think it's a conscious choice once you start moving into that field. And I think Khalid, from day dot, that has always been kind of the intention. And I think if that's your intention, that's cool. I'm not saying
I feel like Tory Lanez is moving into that, but like he's still got like the Chinks tape, the very Toronto type sound and a very like Toronto or like just random experience.
I think it's easier to do with hip hop though.
Yeah,
I think it's easier to add. This is what's so sick about hip hop, because I think hip hop, out of all the kinds of popular music, it has the avenue to be the most authentic. You know what I mean? It's the
that.
reason is because it's raw. It's raw.
Yeah.
So what's so sick is that.
But Tory Lanez is
Hold
also
on.
a singer.
So can I land? Can I land, bruv?
Right. It's just
With Kendrick.
breaker. Coming in for a landing.
Coming in hot.
Yeah, go on.
Kendrick.
All of that, yeah.
Prime example. He done a song with that Lonely Island. I saw it come up the other day. He done that Lonely Island song.
I've seen that. I haven't listened
proper,
to that.
you know what I mean? That was when he was still just sort of coming up. But then he also done a song with Taylor Swift. And I'm sure he's had a couple of other weird features. But you can go, but that is a chess move that's so sick. It's nuts because he knew he could do that and still drop an album like Damn or put To Pimp a Butterfly. Because didn't To Pimp a Butterfly come after that?
It came after
did,
that.
Yeah, exactly. So the fact he can do that and level it out with To Pimp a Butterfly,
because of Kendrick.
Out of here. But that's what I'm talking about. Like, he's got an intention.
Oh, he can get that diversity.
Yes, you know what I mean?
He can do that crossover. He can do
hip-hop. Yeah. I think as a singer, it's harder to do that if you haven't had that. But even when you talk about hip-hop, there's always that intention of what you're saying in the artistry means a lot more.
Yeah,
to what the music you make.
The foundation of the music is just different. It's like textured and like obviously R&B comes from pop music, but at the same time,
so you can make a choice.
At the same time, yeah, it comes from blues as well, innit? Yeah. So it's
I think
you gotta do that. You gotta be able to like weigh up. Do I want to go real soul? Like, do I want to get the texture of the music down? Do I want to get a real band?
Yeah.
Do I want to practice with this band like Lucky Days and like really go for like that super?
Sound, you have to go hard. You have to go hard. You have to get the sound tight.
And he's been going for like I think since 2012, 11 or something like that.
He's 32 now or something like
that.
He's 32, 34.
I know this isn't the first time I've seen or heard of him. So like I know I can just feel that he's been going out for it for a long time. And that's the same thing with Sir as well. He's like 30 something. That's the same thing with St. John. He's been going for time. And like those guys, you can tell they've been about the music industry. They know music. They eat music, they breathe music,
and they know what that really what they want is the way that they want to do it. You know what I mean? That's what's gonna connect.
Like and they started at a level, well not started, but like they gave themselves to us at a level where it's like this. Like you've got the money influx already. Like they didn't come to us on like the grunge.
Yeah, they're already getting level. Their checks. They're getting their royalties. Like you know what I mean. They're sitting comfy. They can go. You know what I mean. They might even have a bit of a family. This. Yeah. Well, it's the same thing as a producer.
You can wear a t-shirt and shorts, and you can make like some hard ass hip hop, and then like you can give it to some or to people at 19, and then you can become a sensation, and that's it. And you can tell when you're speaking to that 19-year-old. He ain't about nothing really, but he's making something. Like, because he's onto something as an artist, but he's not like fully seasoned. And like some people drop off because of that. And like it's hard to really get engaged with that flux period of like 20 to 26. Like, because you know what I said before, like people make the best music at 25 or something like that.
26.
That real.
Didn't you even say 27? Or was
I
it
said
25?
25. I said 25. Yeah. And that one statement, like, that blew up a whole. Was it 2016? That was our 2016, didn't it? Or 2017? But that changed our 2017-ish. Because I had to prove it at that point. And now, look, we got like just to bring it back.
You got a good point, because when you look at someone like Giveon, Lucky Day, these people started as songwriters, and that's the funny thing is like it's a different pedigree.
When you look at Ty
Dolla $ign, he's a perfect example.
Yes.
Hold on. He's a perfect example.
Ty
of you see, because people respect him. People look at, but he's not necessarily considered a high art kind of artist. But if you listen to some of his songs, like Miracle,
I know what you mean. But
in the music, if you say Tyler, he's that hip hop guy.
Even though I'm like,
he's not high art,
but I know
his level of skill is different.
It's mad.
It's different. You don't find many people that are like Ty Dolla $ign. And it's unfortunate.
You add them to a song and it's just different. You add Jeremiah, like him and Jeremiah are the same. Like you add them to songs,
it's flipping.
That's it.
Do you know who I'm wondering what happened to them?
What?
Bobby Valentino.
Ooh.
I was blown. Oh, you.
Whoa. No, but that is those old times. Like when it's like. where it was like, 40s. They came and then they almost went, but it's like, but that's like around the time where R&B stopped having that longevity.
Yeah, you're right. See, because that's what I mean. Those were the hits. Those were the hits. Like, what's it called?
Like, I just wanna know if you're playing me. Who's that?
I just wanna know if you're playing me. Mario Winans.
That's the one. Yeah, like, where is he? Like, where is
Do you know who
like,
re-released
Mario and all of that
I
stuff?
just want he re-released it.
Oh yeah, wait, wasn't that because of they were taking his masters or something like
I don't know,
I think.
probably.
Or like productions and all of that stuff. Like, it's a big deal. It was a big deal, the reason why he done it like Prince, innit? And
JoJo's I think JoJo's
talking about old school shit, Lil Uzi's That Way, fam.
What a segue. Oh,
fam,
my days.
Like, when I heard that. When I heard that.
Yeah, I don't like that song.
No, I don't really like that song either. I'm not. I'm not.
Concept.
It's the concept.
High concept music.
It's high. Don't leave me hanging. Dad understands me now. We're speaking a language. We're speaking.
There's a vocabulary.
There's a vocabulary. There's a vocabulary that's building. Yes, the high concept. It's the way it was brought across. It's not the way I would have done it, but. The Backstreet Boys, the rhythm, the melody, even though it ate too much of the melody, in my opinion. Like, we don't really need to do a song breakdown, even though we might. But bringing those 2000 hits, much like Tory Lanez, I'm not going to say that my concept is totally original, but the pop nature of it, and then bringing it to a new sound and like whipping it in the right way, and like because obviously I thought about doing this with Spice Girls and all of that stuff. Like, I really like Kylie Minogue, Spice Girls, all of that. Like, that to me, like, I can I hear what that soundscape is like. Just that little piece of sound, and like, I was obviously thinking about the splits and everything. Like,
so you're thinking of taking like early 2000s stuff.
No, just like you know, when like because I'm looking, because obviously I look for old music and samples, and like just the way that people have been singing back then and all of this stuff. Like, there's so much more music, but that right there, like, just that concept, I want to turn. I just want to see what happens. I want to see what happens. What you can do with like a Kylie Minogue, like, not like, you know, because like there's. Like, your music kind of has a dance texture, but it's also got that other thing as well, so it can kind of, you know what I mean, it can flow into that and all of that stuff. That's
I get what you mean.
So yeah, like, you can turn, like, you've obviously got the foundations of that, because obviously when we talk about house and like what our things were back then and stuff like that, it's like, okay, when we talk about house, what else can we talk about? We talk about electronic music and just the type of music we were listening to back then. Like, I'm not going to say I wasn't listening to Kylie Minogue, because I wasn't. Even though I always say I only listen to black music, I listen to hell of white people. Like, I listen to all of them and stuff like that. But just the type of song that can be acquired while, like, given that old shit, or well, not shit, but those old pop sensation tunes, so that'd be nuts. I just find it nuts. Like, that song was obviously like taken away from me. Like, Lil Uzi was like looking at my Twitter and stuff like that. I don't know what he did. Tap my phone. Tap my Mac when I was thinking about when I was writing it down. Like, the Mac and he had the FaceTime camera on while I was writing that and stuff like that. My fault. But obviously, it's gonna happen differently.
Yeah, I see it happening a lot more. Who else has been doing that? But I don't know. I feel like it's not happening a couple times. There's a couple tunes I've been hearing.
A couple times, but it's not. It's not like, you know what I mean. It's like, I want to do this quirky.
But
thing.
it's no. But what? Why I'm not trying to be.
I'm not trying to be quirky.
The eras of sampling are going to be moving forward gradually. You see how we've gone through the 90s sort of phase of sampling 90s songs. it's gonna bump up to late 90s, 2000s.
Yeah, I'm not thinking about sampling like the classics like Lauryn Hill and all of those.
No.
Like,
I know what you mean. You're talking about those corny pop tunes like NSYNC and Backstreet Boys, or Kylie Minogue.
You know, like take that little bounce, or like the drums, like the old Justin Timberlake tunes with the bounce, and it's like you know what I mean. But obviously, all respect to Timberland, like those songs had soul and all that. But you know what I mean, like the type of drums and like you take the bounce.
Have you seen the Beat Club hoodies he's got?
No, I haven't still.
They're nice, man. They're kind of like.
What's Timberland doing right
now? I think he's going hard on. Well, obviously he's always writing and shit. Oh man, I saw that guy's house.
I saw the documentary, the hip hop one about producers and like him and Missy Elliott and all of that stuff. And like when they were talking about the super producers, so Pharrell. Damn, I always forget the first guy.
Darkchild.
No. Early. New Jack Swing guy.
Because he was Timberland's mentor.
Yeah,
but apparently, did you read his book or did you listen to Timberland's book?
No.
And he talks about that when he took him under the wing. Took him under the wing. And he was having to stay in this house making all the beats with him. It was in that house that he made Genuine's Pony. It was in that house. Yeah, you got. I'm
really into all of those stories because I can just tell. I just know. Like this is why I said like maybe once every 2 weeks I come here on a Thursday or something. You know, we just plot and scheme about something.
Yeah.
Something just like out of the ordinary. Because really, when we're talking about experimental, we don't need to be fully experimenting with sounds. We can experiment in different ways and still have and engage the general public.
Mm-hmm.
Like experimenting doesn't fully mean like just putting sonic sounds on tunes and like Game Boy sounds on tunes. Like you can literally rip a Spice Girls tune. Mm-hmm. Like go a dark corner of the internet and like find something quirky,
like old off-key like pop tunes that
trust me, that's all I do. Yeah,
like, what's it called? The deep cuts, but they're like pop music.
Yeah,
like,
fam.
Like pop music. Deep
Listen,
cuts
now we're cooking. Really
remember, but they're like, oh shit. Why do I recognize this song?
Exactly. This is the way, but obviously leave the sauce out of the.
What's interesting because the only reason Uzi could get away with doing a song like that way is because of his personal brand.
Yeah, he's mad rich, and he's obviously
and he's just a quirky motherfucker. He's fruity. He's a fruity guy. You know what I mean? Like that's what he is. So he can do that.
Yeah, like that song had no soul on. It had no deep and this is me talking as like a super Uzi when I say super, I mean like I defended Uzi with like all my might in the old days.
What do you mean?
Like 2016, 2017, I defended Uzi in it. So yeah. Okay, that was an edit point. All right.
Uzi, you was defending Uzi.
Yeah, all the old days when I had to defend Uzi, but then obviously the sound acquiesced. It's word of the day.
It's too much time. Do you think there's too much time passed?
Yeah, too much time. 100% passed when Ataka dropped. 2 years, fam. Like I waited too long. Like all of the leaks that he put out.
That's the problem. It wasn't even his fault, was it? Though it wasn't even his fault.
I just like he just grew and decided to sound different, and we just went part of the process. And that's just happens sometimes. Like there's just some artists that you're supposed to grow with their sound, and with him it was just like because he was different back then and he's different now. But the thing is,
people
knew
are
him.
Still loving it though, isn't it?
Yeah, but like it's young people. It's like this is their first time engaging in music. Like that friction for me as just maybe an older person listening.
I saw that meme that you put up. Listening to Eternal Attack.
It's actually deep. Like no, it's mid.
Yeah, you know my feelings on Lil Uzi anyway. So
I don't really know your feelings.
Yeah,
on
you
Lil
do.
Uzi.
We spoke about this in depth.
I know your feelings on Yai. I don't know your feelings about Lil Uzi.
Oh no, actually, well,
I don't think you hate Lil Uzi.
I don't hate Lil Uzi, but I'm indifferent.
Well, I don't think you dislike Lil Uzi like you dislike Yai.
No, definitely not.
Because you can tell that Lil Uzi has.
I get Lil Uzi.
Yeah.
He makes sense.
Yeah. Like Lil Uzi has an essence about
Yachty
him,
don't
and
make
like,
sense.
and like he's like you said, he's a character. He's a fun, loving. Like, why are you like? It's not like you're disliking for anything else apart from the fact that you hate that he's just quirky and being himself. Really,
and I can never hate someone for being that.
Exactly. Like, you know,
but
that's why I dislike. That's why I dislike Yachty now. Sense. He's not being himself. Like I wish Yachty was just like still experimenting and growing and trying to be different, but no, he's not.
It's different when the money comes around.
Yeah, and him and Burberry Perry broke up, so like there's that as well. Gone. So the sound
Burberry Perry still making music.
Yeah, and like that's the same thing with Pierre and
Pierre Bourne.
Yeah, and someone said on the internet, there's people in Carti's comments saying your ex just dropped an album. What do you think? With Lil Uzi in it.
Wait, was Pierre Bourne all over Lil Uzi?
No. Like, what? Basically, Pierre, Carti and Uzi were friends in it, but they're not really friends no more in it. But yeah, it's like,
okay. so that's jokes.
Obviously, just a couple.
Wait, so Pierre Bourne? He made
my sack.
Okay. So who else? What other hits has he made? Has he made any other ones?
Yeah, he makes his own music as well. He raps.
Oh, he raps.
Yes.
Okay, see.
Yes, definitely different levels. What is going on? But yeah, where's the next?
Take it.
Yeah. What's
that's Apollinaire. Young Apollinaire.
But no.
Yeah. What we got? We got the next top.
Yeah,
topic.
No, we still got music.
We still got music.
We haven't even tunes.
Still got music. Still got tunes. Still got music. Still got tunes.
Did you listen to Tough?
No, that's the one tune I didn't listen to. That was the only one.
That's the other new music we listened to, Tafia, and all of that stuff. I don't even think we asked each other how we went. Well,
we actually didn't.
We just kind of got into music. Really? But yeah, that's the music portion of it. Well, actually, that being said,
who signed the dumbest contract?
In the
I don't know.
No, fam, because that is funny.
What happened to Blueface?
Because, what do you mean?
Well, because why is he in that for?
Oh, because he didn't know what his contract stipulated or said, so he doesn't even know whether he owns his music or not. At least that's what at the time. But yeah, Blueface is in a shoot contract. He doesn't know about his music. May
he just got duppied. Yeah.
And Megan Thee Stallion. Even though I love Meg, little backstory of me and Meg. I used to follow her and Cash Doll. They were like the two, because there's those times where it's like you want to listen to something different, and it's like I haven't listened to any women like that are good. So this was like 2017, I think, maybe 18-ish, but I believe it was 2017. So with my secondary account, which is now my main account, I used to just retweet Cash Doll and Megan's freestyles. Like they used to just freestyle in front of the cars. They kind of still do it now, but yeah, they used to do freestyles, and I used to love it because they were using skill and everything, and just kind of started that wave of like women just rapping or singing for like 1 minute on that on Instagram and Facebook, and Twitter and all of that stuff. So I just enjoyed Cash Doll and Megan's music. That being said, soon as Megan popped, everything changed. Because now she's Tina Snow and then Fever, both of them cool. They're cool albums. Don't worry about it. It's fine. I'm not slagging them off like I did SZA, but different. So Megan Thee Stallion is kind of different now. Even now, because I keep getting more.
Do you like SZA's Control?
I don't think I want to get into this right now.
Okay, damn. That's interesting.
I liked Z better, but yes, Control is not there's certain songs that Drew Barrymore, and there's a couple. Couple's not enough.
to take her to where she got to, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's a couple.
And the thing is, she's a
second. She's another artist that made me wait, and I didn't want to wait.
It's a choice, isn't it?
I like the thing. The wrong thing to do is to offer yourself up to the people as an artist, and then not let them understand or see your growth in the middle of you growing. Like there's that one thing.
Yeah, but then it raises the question of it's like, how much of who you are is important to what you do.
Well, everything at this point, like
because
all the artists that came out post 2016,
because
it's important.
If having that time to yourself where you can go away and not be in the public eye and focus on crafting whatever it is you're making, because a lot of people, because in the same vein as what you're saying,
that's happened to Frank as well. That shit's happening with Kendrick. I don't know what Kendrick is on. I don't know what he's gonna give us, and if it's not like something we care about hearing from him before, then it's gonna be really, really difficult. Like what Frank gave us. Yeah, but those two that
you've got to
tell
me.
I don't think
Kendrick cares.
Tell me the two that Frank gave us was anything like what you expect from Frank or cared to even listen to.
What do you mean, Blonde?
No.
Oh, the two singles.
Yeah. Those electronic blue ones. Like no, dead things. I'm not gonna listen to them again. Like those are the type of blues. No, I don't want them. Like Drake in the middle of giving us albums really gives us the greatest Lucy's ever. Like he gives us great tunes that we want to listen to, and they change the wave of his sound as well.
Bit by bit, yeah.
They show, okay, this is kind of what I'm on. Like when he was on Lil Baby's track, and then like he started giving us all of that flow and all of that stuff. Like it's a temperature check for the people. I need that.
I think,
and that's what Chance did as well between Colouring Book and.
Did you listen to that PTSD tune he dropped recently?
Nah.
You gotta listen to that. I think you'll like that shit.
Okay, I might, but between Acid Rap and Colouring Book, he gave us Surf, innit? And he gave us other ones that showed us that he was gonna go in that direction, the positivity type direction, and his recent one wasn't a far cry, and it wasn't as positive as everybody said it was, but it was like, it was quite bubblegum at the same time, but
some of the beats.
Yeah. Whatever's whatever, but like I need my artists to tell me what they're doing on the in-betweens. That being said, I don't know anything about this Megan contract dealio because I don't get what is happening right now, genuinely.
Well, apparently she got only got 15k out of the 7 million.
Yeah, she said that's a lie. Like she said that was false, I should say.
Well, yeah, it had to be 50, like she wouldn't be able to live.
Yeah, like that's
not even minimum wage.
But they also said that she's keeping the money from the touring and the merchandising and is not paying the production company anything. And just a bunch of other shit.
Wow.
And like and obviously
that's the problem when you don't have infrastructure or a team or like, you know what I mean, people who are like there. Well, she's probably got a team, but it's like surely that's just not good.
It's not like, good business practice. And like and it's almost like they either sharking each other or like using the letter of the law against each other. So, like, if she's not paying them, then they're well within their rights to say, no, you're not allowed to drop new music because we need to know where the money's going or coming. And like, I heard that the record company, well, not record company, I should say, the production company didn't hear the music that she was going to offer. They didn't hear Sugar, so. Of course, they're gonna say, "Don't drop Sugar," but like it's all of these little things and intonations that it's just hard to speak about because everything is ongoing and people are just talking, fam. But into a conversation we can talk about, which is entertainment law. Shit, I've been talking about for how long now? Dumb motherfuckers. When I be telling you guys, what are you talking? Well, what was that conversation again? Like, would you sign a contract giving away everything or something like that?
Oh yeah,
that was nuts. That's one of our better thingies that does numbers. Oh, you don't know. you need to start sharing our shit. That's a different conversation. But when I talk about contracts and business or management or all of that stuff, this is the type of stuff that I'm talking about. Because now, like, I believe now they're going to try to say that Megan was under duress. And I heard that DJ Booth done an article. I don't know whether you want to look that up real quick. But they came up an article saying that if Megan wins this, then that can change whatever. Like, if she wins it, that can change everything else about how young people sign off their rights at such a young age. And it will change the dynamic of even the predatory behavior of the music industry. It would have to.
What if she wins it?
Yeah.
But okay, and what? Because for that to even be in the conversation, there's obviously a dynamic that's different to this than previously. Well, because a lot of the reason is because the music industry, all these institutions have so much money and have lawyers that are so deeply embedded, not just in the music industry themselves, but in the interests of the music industry.
If you have a contract that is not ironclad, but it's like showing or taking away something from somebody, and you're 17 or 16, then there's something to be said about whether anybody is there. They don't know what their best interest is around that time. Because one, they don't even have fully developed prefrontal cortex. So it can be said that they're not even able, they don't have the ability to even sign or give away anything because they don't even know what they are owning.
Last week into agreements with a label 1501 Certified Entertainment, she said she was told she can't drop no music because as soon as she suggested they renegotiate, everything went left. It just went bad, it all went left. Meg wasn't forthcoming with any details about the situation. I was like 20, I didn't know everything that was in that contract. Expectation mounted as to whether this story would be another one of an artist who either didn't know the terms of the contract, couldn't hire an attorney, or was being taken advantage of. Forget all that expectation now. As it turns out, she figured out what was in that contract. She hired an attorney, and she's not going to be taken advantage of. If there's anything to learn since that video came out, it's that Megan Stan does not play. Here's why. First, she figured out she signed a terrible deal. While the contract has yet to be made public, some terms have come out. Among them are that she signed a deal that provided a 60-40 split of recording revenue and a 70-30 and everything else. Ooh.
I heard that is normal for a production deal.
Yeah. Oh, is it really?
I heard that is normal. Yeah, giving away nuts. 60 is normal.
70% of everything else.
Well, I don't think they wrote that down correctly, but yeah.
Of that,
like the production company getting more. Let's say,
well, that does,
one of our singer friends right now, they are unknown virtually, and then they suddenly get 20,000 people or even 30,000 people around the world that know them, and now they're able to tour at 100 people capacity venues. That isn't of their own doing. That was definitely the production company. Like people don't grow like that organically, like Baby Keem and all of that stuff.
Yeah, when you think of it like that, that's the recording revenue though. Yeah, which makes sense because it's producers, engineers.
So this
everything.
is basically old record company lingo, but it's like saying we've had the A&Rs that help develop you as well. So there's all of these people that have to get paid before, and plus, when you think about it, 40% is even the majority share, because that 60% is going to have to be bust down between 60, 70, 80 people before the record company even owns much, or the production company even owns anything. So that's salaries you're paying. You're helping people pay their salaries. Like, if Megan goes, like, they're still going to need to get paid regardless, and Megan's getting the lion's share technically. So it's like, okay, you are giving us 60 because we know the people that you need to know. And would Megan be in the eyes of Rock Nation if like she didn't have that production company first? We don't know, but she did have the production company, so they helped build her, like, and I believe it was mutually beneficial. And now she's saying, no, I don't really want you to be mutually, like, I don't, like, I'm having to pay 300 the production company and Rock Nation. So she's like, I want to X out one of you guys, and then, you know, this is what's happening. But I don't know who I'm for, you know, because, like, if I were to help somebody and then they were to say, yeah, I don't want you to be part of whatever I'm doing anymore, even though we still need to,
because this is only an independent label as well, isn't it?
Exactly.
It's not
a record, like, it's not Universal. She's not signed to Universal. She was signed to people that were there to help her and cater to her individual needs as an artist, which is why you sign up with a production company, innit? Because they know the type of artist that they want and they have a certain roster.
So you think she's taking the piss?
I feel like people are taking the piss.
When you say people,
someone's taking the piss. Someone's taking the piss. Someone is taking the piss, and someone's not being super duper fair. Because
you think it might be Megan?
I don't believe that there was anything particularly wrong with the contract. Particularly. Like, I understand being the top of the organization and paying yourself last. I understand that. I understand you're going to need salaries to pay, or you're going to need to pay salaries, or you're going to need to pay people what they are owed when they work for you. Like, I don't believe that nobody done anything for Megan and then she randomly blew up on social media because of Big Ol' Freak. I don't believe that's what happened. I don't believe that she just suddenly became on the radio with nobody in the back office. Because you know what they have to do. They have to mingle and speak with people, like all the managers, whoever is like on Megan's accounts. They have to mingle and speak with people all around Texas. And then they have to email their friends in New York. And then they have to email their friends in Atlanta. They have to email their friends in LA. They have to email the radio stations. They have to email all of their friends to say and fight for her to get onto the radio. Whether or not it's an internet sensation or not. Like, it makes it a little bit easier, but I don't think that it was just, we gone viral now. And then it was like, that is not how it works.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
That isn't how it works. I don't think anyone thinks that's how it works, to be fair. If you've been in the recording industry, I don't think you think that's how it works. I don't think you think movies are made or put on a cinema screen because someone made a movie and then went to the cinema and said, yeah, I want you to be on my screen. No, that's not how it works. That's not how distribution works. Anyways.
Yeah, it's a mad one.
What do you think,
though?
One
of those things. Well, I don't know. It's one of those things. Like, obviously, when I first saw it, it's just more you fall into the narrative that usually is there. There's the institution, there's the labels.
It's not even an institution.
I know. Well, that's the funny thing when you actually look at it and pay attention to it. But when I first came across it, that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, well, that's just expected. That's what labels do, you know?
Yeah.
Because of how
free albums as well.
Music industry runs.
That's a short run. But she says those tapes that she's put out aren't albums. So the record company can't eat from that. It has to be called an album to make a budget and pay for the thing that's gonna be the album. Oh man. Anyways, like, because it's not like I'm on the side of the artist, but there has to be checks and balances. Like I don't think
sustainable. Basically,
I don't think that anyone's getting jerked, but you are jerking the system by saying it's not an album. Like, you've been popping for how long now and you haven't delivered one album? Come on, G. Even though they are albums, like, literally she has dropped albums. She dropped 2 in a row last year. Oh, well, it's technically the year before and then last year. But they were in concession. But anyways, man, whatever. I think it's a big deal.
Why do you think it's a big deal, though?
Because, like, everyone should be paying attention to what it should be expected from you as an artist. You're supposed to deliver.
Yeah, but
you're supposed to deliver.
Yeah, but there's also...
Has she delivered? This is my question.
What depends to what extent you're talking about. Because when you say delivered, what do you mean? Has she delivered?
Has she gave them an album?
I don't know. I'd see. I don't really follow.
It's not. I don't know.
Well, I don't know.
She hasn't.
I didn't know whether
she hasn't.
Did she release an album recently?
None of those. Tape? Like I said, none of those are albums. Yeah, there's just a list of songs, really. Whatever you want to call it.
But that's what I mean. You could just do that forever.
Weirdo shit.
You could just do that.
And now she wants to be out of the contract, so that means they're barely getting anything after working how many years. So you want them to continue working and then not get paid? It's families that have to get paid. Imagine one of the accounts that you work on at work say, we're not going to pay you guys anymore. And then now your CEO is going to have to deal with the fact that they're saying that they don't want to pay. What? Like, you worked with artists before at your other job, and it's like, imagine the artist is touring and then says, yeah, the touring money is just going to go directly to my account. And I'll pay you in 2-3 years whenever I feel like it. Imagine that.
It's that same sort of
and then you're not getting paid. Your check is late, and now you can't feed your family.
Yeah. Well, it's
now
weird.
You can't buy equipment.
It's weird because it's
that is the salaries you're taking away from people by saying I'm not going to pay this people.
It's an independent label, but that's the funny thing.
That makes it even worse. If you're working for Virgin or Universal, like, it's different. Like, you have Justin Bieber or like Kanye West. You have like all of these other things that has the machine moving. You have the whole back catalogue of certain artists like Michael Jackson or Prince or like whoever it is, like Stevie Wonder, whatever. But then now it's like, actually Stevie Wonder was on Motown, I swear. Who gave the money to Motown for them to exist? Was it just was it an independent thing that Quincy done? I don't know who financed Motown, to be fair. I should look that up. But anyways,
I feel like it might be Warner, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Warner, Universal, and wait, isn't Warner with
Sony
and Sony? I thought
Sony, Warner, and Universal.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, imagine that. Imagine like Taylor Swift said, like one of the major accounts on there said, we aren't paying you guys no more. And you work on the Taylor Swift account and you're an intern there. So now, even though your check is like £200 or £300, you can't even live in London properly no more because she says she's not going to pay anymore. And that's a major account. And that is what Megan is to that company. I think we have to properly think about, like, because me, like I said, like, when I think about work, I think about employing people. Even though now, I don't want to employ any artists at all.
Why?
Graphic artists, like, because I'm working for free.
Oh, okay. You're talking about right now.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, now my opinion on that's changed.
Yeah, no, I'm working for free. So if someone's working with me, they're working for free as well. I'm working for free for my company for free.
That's not employment, is it?
Yeah, that's not employing. That is working for equity. It's totally different. Like, I'm into equity sharing because if all you're doing is graphic design, then that is not a hiring. I can do graphic design, but there's so much more thing. Like, I want to be able to focus on the making money part, but I can't make money and work on graphic design at the same time. There needs to be someone that's able to do the videos and edit the videos, do the graphic design, do all of those other things, the necessary things, so that somebody else can focus on making money. But someone needs to focus on making money. Like, there needs to be one person with one job of making money, and there needs to be one person with one job of making all the essential paraphernalia. And right now, that's Instagram images and all of those other things. Like, well, yeah, it's essentially swayed, basically. It's like, I don't know who you guys have working on accounts so that you guys can get paid on DJ, all of that stuff, but maybe you should. I don't know. That's free advice. I don't know.
That's Anton, bro.
But yeah, someone needs to work on the accounts to get everybody paid.
You get me?
And then, and that's how they get paid, by the percentage of that. But anyways, allow me. it's just one of those ones, man. It's like when you're working with like not up and coming people, I should say, or like a small house, like an indie house. I don't think saying that I'm not gonna pay these guys is like the greatest thing in the world when there's people that have probably been there working for your account for years and not really seen any dividends until now that you've blown up. Like, I'm pretty sure that Carl came out of pocket to help Megan blow up. But anyways, that's my fault.
Have you heard him tell his own story?
Yeah,
this label owner, and this is what he's been saying.
Well, yeah. Like you have to look at his interviews. I believe it's with Billboard and that. But there's just so much information that needs to be said. But just in the way that I recount it and just hear it, it's like, yeah, it just sounds like an independent label in Houston that doesn't have much reach outside apart from the way that they've been financing. Carl's a baseball player and all of that, so he finances everything out of pocket, and he wanted to work with a music artist, so we basically built a shed type infrastructure around Megan's work. And when I say shed, I mean I'm saying that because it's like, you just kind of quickly put it together so that you can help someone grow, and that is coming all out of pocket because having one of those, I forget. It's like the whip, like like in Parliament they have a whip that like gathers votes and all of that stuff. That's what people need for the radio stations. You need a whip. You need someone to actually be at the radio stations and say, "Can you play the song? Can you play the song?" Or be the artist themselves going to the radio station all the time. You need someone to bargain and barter for you. But all of this is hard, different, and necessary. Like nobody. Like when people think about getting on radio, they don't. You need to hassle and haggle with radio people. It's not about I'm randomly gonna put my song on YouTube and it's suddenly gonna be on radio. No. It gets on radio because someone has. Everyone wants. Someone has hustled for you to get onto the radio.
Yeah. Because it needs to be sold, innit?
Exactly.
Everything at each point needs to be sold to someone.
And it needs to be sold in the right way. So that's why these guys go to the mixers.
Well, it's because there's people's names on the line, especially with a lot of these things.
They go to the mixers, they're chilling, and then, you pay the DJ at the mixer to play a song, and it's like, do you like this song, bro? Like, this is how it happens. It's like, you think, drinks are expenses and all of this and all of that, but same time, it's a cute little life, but at the same time you are technically fighting, in a smooth, indirect way for your artist to get played. So, and then you're paying out of pocket expenses to get the DJ at whatever event you're at to play the song that you need. Like this is the way certain things are done. But there's a lot of game. It's a lot of game. I understand. It's different.
There's levels.
But listen, it's like, anyways, man, you say something because I'm just ranting, bro.
You're just ranting. It was, I'm pretty much agree with you. It's just is what it is, isn't it? It's like, for me, I don't actually know enough about that's why I haven't really said anything, because I don't really know enough about that whole Megan Thee Stallion situation too heavy.
Well, if it's like just an artist,
because I didn't hear his part of the story. All that I've seen is her side of the story, so that's why I don't really know. But at the end of the day, it's a different scenario, and that's the funny thing is when you hear these conversations flying around, you just take it based on what you've already known of these situations, And that's why when you see that thing that you shared, who got the worst deal or whatever, it's like, that's just what everyone's going to necessarily, that's what everyone's going to jump on. And it's a case by case. Yeah. And until you got all the details.
And then you hear random shit like she only get paid $15,000 out of $7 million.
And if she's even said that's
a lie.
Wrong, if she's even said that's a lie, then it's just weird. I don't know.
Because the money technically goes to Megan first. Like when you get a management company, it goes there. But anyways, man. But anyway, what do we have to talk about next? We're going to talk about sports fighting?
We could talk about that a little bit. Yes, tomorrow, blood clot.
Tomorrow.
Israel Adesanya's 18-0. Mad.
Yeah.
He's actually got
a rising star.
Better record than Yoel. That's crazy shit. Like, as in, like, he's got more fights, all in all, and more wins.
He has more fights.
I didn't think that. Yoel's only had 17 fights. Lost 4, won 13. But Yoel's a beast, man.
Go and tell us about Yoel.
He's just an animal. He's just a very hard guy, like a strong motherfucker. Who did I see him fight? He fought...
This UFC talk, by the way.
Yeah, UFC chat. He fought this, like, Argentinian or Spanish guy. And, like, everyone was, like, thinking, oh, he's going to rock it. I can't remember the results of that. I think Yoel came out on top of that, but I'm not too sure. But I just remember seeing them go at it, and it was, like, just rough. Like, Yoel Romero is just a strong guy, man. He's someone you just wouldn't want to fight. Like, you know what I mean? Like, with Izzy, yeah, you're like, okay, he's going to fuck me up. But you might not necessarily be scared in the same way. Like, the way this guy start, like, just this, you know what I mean? He's like... It's like the difference between Sugar Ray Robinson and Marvin Hagler. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, you know you're still going to get fucked up by Sugar Ray Robinson. Oh, yeah. Did you hear that Mike Tyson thing? Yeah, that was emotional. Did I say that? One of us put that in the chat. Why didn't I put that in the chat? I don't know.
I couldn't find it. I couldn't find the clip exactly.
I felt inside like I was going to well up, mate. Like, that's how emotional that was.
He was talking that talk, fam.
Yeah,
he was being really open because, like, it's a weird thing. It's like, because he always gets asked that type of question, or like, he always gets asked that. I'm always like, do you miss it? Do you all of this, all of that? But like, he's never really answered it in that type of way before. It's like, yeah, he was a beast. He was a tyrant, and like, he was made to destroy everything. Like, made to destroy. I used to think of war. I used to think of all the time. Oh, fam. Though his voice is it's Dukes. It's actually nuts, fam. But you do not want him, like, fucking, you don't want to make fun of his voice even. Like, you just, like, wow. Like, just being on that level where it's like, your love, you have to take away because it's so self-destructive. And even though it gave you so much, it took so much away from people as well as you. Like, because, was it Holyfield 2 he bit his ear off or something?
Yeah, he bit Holyfield's ear off.
Yeah.
Oh, did you watch the Holyfield one as well?
No. But Holyfield forgave him time ago, innit? They've been friends for time.
Yeah. Do you know what? It's funny. Holyfield lost all his P's, innit?
No way.
He lost all his P's. Like, he's not a millionaire anymore. Let's put it that way. I think it's a lot of his child support.
That's mad. Like, and that's like props to George Foreman, innit? Like, fucking, he just kind of went away. Like, well, he went up in the game just because of the George Foreman grow, innit? And like, is that what? He sold it for hundreds of millions or something? Yeah. It's $1 billion company? Well, yeah. Or something like that. I don't know how that
Go
works,
on, George.
Yeah, fam, like,
go on, George. Bruv, that's crazy. Because you know what?
It's
like,
the thing about sports. It's like it can take
Evander Holyfield was worth 300 million at one point. 350.
Yeah. 300 million, did you say?
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah, think about it. He was in the time of those heavyweights. He was where Tyson Fury and that are now.
Yo, that's low key. Like, but the thing is, people are even saying that's the same thing about Floyd Mayweather. Like, the only reason he's still a fan is because he keeps going broke because of the lifestyle that he's living.
The only reason that
he keeps fighting is because the lifestyle he's living makes him go broke. Even though he's earned billions.
That's hilarious. I remember him making a point. He's like, "Do you think I wear the same boxes twice? I chuck them things away every single day." Buys all these different watches, all these cars, all these.
Walks around with 250 or 550k in his rucksacks.
It makes you think, like, with the way he acts, is it like?
It's not an act.
It's not that an act. No, the
you
way
can tell now that it's like a serious thing. Like, he wants all. I don't know why, but. And that dude can't even read as well, so it's like nuts. It's like he's only fighting, like.
Well, he's not fighting anymore. He's retired, isn't he?
No, I mean, like, that is what he was. He was like just fine. He didn't read. He didn't like.
So what does he do now?
Skills. I don't know. He just lives and like lives off his name. Maybe does club appearances. I think he still does club appearances, which is mad.
He's got to have some businesses.
Billions,
though. He's
literally,
got
billions. No, he's not like.
He had a club. He's got a strip club in Vegas.
Weirdo shit. Anyways, it's like that's not good business though, because like the strip club model is almost like the barbershop model in a way. It's like you rent out the space, or the strippers rent out for
slots. And then they pay you whatever.
And then they pay like that is not.
And then you don't actually even know how much they've even got.
The place usually takes up all of the cash, and then divvies it up with the models and like takes the tax But obviously that's because they have to keep the place open and drinks and all of that stuff. But in America, the strip club culture is totally different. Coach K and like P, like they spent like I don't know $2 million one time. Like the stripper bowl. You never saw the videos. Oh wow. The videos of the strip, like literally they were in this like I think it was a massive tent like, and then they were just throwing like literally the place you couldn't even see the floor. There was just money everywhere, fam. Coach people K, fighting. P, no, like just strippers dancing. Like it was just like a free vibe, and then like Cardi B, Migos, all of that stuff. Like they were just throwing money in Atlanta Chicago where the Super Bowl was. Like basically, like escorts and strippers. Yes. They fly down to wherever there are. Like that's what happened since the first time we saw the Super Bowl in Atlanta recently. I think that was 2 years ago or something. So yeah, that's when they started it. But like there's all this hubbub about all the strippers getting paid, but it's like, and some people are waiting till like 7 o'clock in the morning to get their strippers. Yeah, that's what happened this time at this Super Bowl, at this stripper bowl, I should say.
Wait until 7 o'clock in the morning. To get
like because they have to count up all the millions and then divvy it up, and like literally, it's like if you have 200, 300 strippers, it's like you need to really, really, really think about how to divvy up between 200 people plus the space. And all Cardi B, Coach K, all of the what's it called again, QC, all they're trying to do is like free up the smoke, innit? Like Cardi B said that she threw 250k and Offset threw 300, the other Migos threw 200 and stuff, like mad numbers. Like strip club culture is different in America, different, and
fucking hell,
that is what I'm talking about.
That's nuts.
I don't think Mayweather even thinks like that. Like when you're talking about events, like people don't really throw events no more. They just kind of think a business is a business, and this is what I want to speak about actually, because like obviously, like I said, I'm in this high art phase in it, and it's like looking at high culture, high art, and it's like people aren't really. Because I was thinking about the state of the UK music industry, because we speak about this a lot now. And it's like, what are people actually doing? I don't want to speak to you as someone that goes to all of these spaces. And it's like, who are these guys making music and beats for?
Yeah, what? You talking about a lot of the producers that I see where they're like...
Yeah.
It's weird. Well, no, a lot of those
everything.
people.
What is the culture in the UK about?
But what are you specifically talking about?
I'm talking about music.
You say when I go to these spaces, like,
and making music and beat battles and all of these types.
Oh
of things.
yeah, no, but they're different. That's like a lot of the beat battle stuff. Like that's not really. There's not really.
It looks like masturbation to me.
Enough of a. It's not really. Yeah, it's more people who like making beats. And they just come together and they're just just
jacking each other off, saying yes. You think I'm playing?
No, I know you're not playing.
I want to know what you man are actually on. I want to know what is you man's
man has come out.
What you man's acumen is.
It's
because this is you guys' culture we're talking about. It can live and die by the way that you guys work. Because I know this one grand platform that has to be disbanded because they're not making any money and they just did it for the culture and they wasn't thinking about business.
So
like just talk about the culture. Tell me about the culture that you live in, where you guys go to do all of these different types of things.
Well, it's funny because with like beat battles, it's not really like, it's not like something we do consistently. It's not like, even they're not a big thing. Like we haven't really involved ourselves too much with those guys. It's like Lab Collective, they do a beat battle. I swear
you're part of Lab Collective. No, I swear there was a lab. Something.
No, we done something with them, because it was just, it was more just a fun thing. It was like, we're all producers, so it's like we go there and we just play beats. Like that's like the reason we all make beats, because we all like making beats. We like beats.
Different types of beats. You guys don't make conventional beats, though.
Well, yeah, of course. Well, it's all
the thing.
It's all different. Like and it's like you're saying, it's all masturbation, but music is.
But between you guys, though, between producers, like where's the general public in this scenario?
With stuff like that, it's of course it's all just amongst people who like that kind of stuff. It's that's the kind specific kind of people we make. But there's loads of people that go there. It's like a lot of the people that go there, they might play only certain beats that they would play to people who would understand the kind of beats that all of those people at that place are gonna like. So to an extent, I get what you're saying, but it doesn't mean that those people don't also make beats for other people as well.
Okay, do they?
Or that there's some people that do. Not everyone does, but there's some people that do.
There's people trying to be in the music industry. Or
there's people who perform and tour.
Music business.
There's loads of people who do that. There's people who perform and tour that have got managers. There's people who also rap that have been at those things, and who are working with other people. A lot of the time, it's like the thing is, a lot of us that were used to make future beats or whatever and stuff like that.
That's also another thing I want to speak about. But carry
on. We like. Shit sort of changed and everyone goes off and does their own thing. It's like me, like a lot of the thing for me now, I've been transitioning. I haven't really been making necessarily music that's been like that. I've released something like
4, 6, 12
yeah. But a lot of the stuff I've been making recently, a lot of the stuff I've been making recently, like I've been working sometimes with Tate. I've been just focused on making a lot of more R&B based stuff because I'm trying to figure that out for me and how I've forged my sound down more that path, because that's just what I like doing. That's the thing that's inspired me the most. And to be honest, that's the thing where I feel like if I'm gonna make music, that's where I'd prefer to put it. I don't really
because I don't know.
I used to have a period where I was like,
I don't know anymore if anyone's trying to make music. Well, make inspiration. This is my my main problem, because I don't care about the intellectual masturbation. It's like sometimes when you just have conversations for the sake of the conversation, it's like intellectual masturbation, like just seeing how smart everybody is and like having a debate and just like you don't really care about which side is which. You just have the conversation. A
lot of those events.
But I'm talking about like when we are talking about artists. You're mad itchy right now, fam. Doing all the fidgety. Whoa. But like I want, I just like when it comes to like making high art, it's like this is where I make my checks and balances and try to understand what we are actually doing, because of like every year I'm like bringing a different level and a different dynamic to the culture. I want to be able to be tapped in at this certain point, because when summer comes, that's gonna be summer, fam. Mm-hmm. And there's something that's gonna need to happen in summer. There's not happening, bruv. Like people need to make music, make inspiration, and like make people think more and better. Because when I talk about 2022, people think it's a joke. It's not a joke. It's real. It's like we need to be somewhere at this certain point in time, and it's like, are you trying to make music because it's making music? Well, is it music for the people, or is it music to jack off yourself?
But when you say music for the people, what do you mean by that?
I mean music to touch people, to inspire people, to make people care about something, to make people feel something, to make people move, make people dance, make people do stuff.
For whatever reason that may be, like sometimes people are figuring stuff out, or they're figuring out the next phase, and like because first I think you got to inspire yourself before you can inspire other people. You know what I mean? You got to know what true north is or what direction you're going in, just for each phase that you're in. True. You know.
True.
And it's like sometimes that comes at different times for different people. It's like I remember when I was so heavy into sort of the electronic sound or the future beat stuff, when I was like just so interested in production and hearing sounds and shit and techniques that I've never heard before. But then, like nowadays, it's more just been about like, how can I make something that's so simple connect? Like, how can I make something that? How can I make a simple sound communicate so much? Because I think that's what an inspired sound is. I think it's something that gets to the point but communicates so much, you know.
And that's especially important. That's important too.
I think but as a producer or as a person who's writing songs, which is where I'm like that's where me personally I'm going, and whenever I've been doing sessions with Anton, that's been our main focus. That's what we've all been trying to sort of move towards.
Yeah, because like I think about how many times we work outside the box, only because like I wanna take it away, because obviously sometimes I think about what I do and all of the different types of things that I do, and I try to apply it in different areas and like on different people, and I'm not trying to insinuate anything. I just want to know what the lowdown is. I'm not saying nobody's working, nobody's trying, nobody's trying to grow. No, I'm not trying to say that.
No,
I'm just like,
you're just trying to make sense of what's actually going on.
Yeah, what's the texture of the culture right now in the UK? Because I think about London, then I think about music, and then like the first place I go to, what is the sound of the people that I'm around? And what are they doing to like make themselves survive? Because now we're in our mid-20s and stuff like that. Like the future beats crowd is literally late 20s, 30s. So what are we moving towards?
No.
I wouldn't even class myself now, innit?
Yeah, but I wouldn't even class, like, even though
but that's where everybody got inspired from.
Yeah,
like, let's not pretend like when we were 18, 19, 20, 21, that was it. That was the time. Like when we're listening to Jamie XX and all of that back in the day, it's like, yes, like let's start something. And then now we've grown. It's like you said, like you're more into stripped down R&B, which is cool. But I'm just saying, in the grander scheme of things, even though you just gave your obviously very valid example, I'm saying, what are we doing as a community? Because when is anybody trying to is the direction to inspire? Like, obviously, if the direction is to make money, you're gonna do that in a different way. And I wouldn't be asking the question, because you'd be doing.
No, I think
people would be doing things
to inspire,
to make money. Yeah. But like you said, you think it is to inspire, and so do I. So I'm looking at so
that's what I always try.
Where is the gate? I can't see that. All I see is like a little.
When you
truncheon.
say that, what are you talking about? Because you're talking about UK music, but
I see a little truncheon of people just like encapsulated in one space and just listening to each other's music. I don't see people trying to engage the public in a sound.
But that's what I'm saying. Because are you either talking about the future beat stuff, or you?
I'm talking about UK sounds. I'm not talking about future beats. I'm like we came from future beats.
I know what you mean. I know
what are we as UK producers or makers doing? Because when I think about art, I'm like, there's no real high art no more.
No, there's not. But I think
no one's making something intellectual or even like thought provoking.
It's because of the it's because of like how important it has now become to have like with things like production value, with things like marketing campaigns and reaching an audience, like it's always easier to spend loads of money to make these things happen, you know, and especially in the UK, it's like it almost feels like this one big development project in a weird way for a lot of like the bigger labels who are like trying to sort of get all the market share of all the upcoming artists that are releasing songs within the sort of Afro swing or like the, you know what I mean, a lot of the UK rap that's coming out now, and it's just like, instead of it being like, oh, because there's artists there that are developing the sound, but it's like, I don't know.
Everyone's getting signed off 100k views, like to little tiny contracts.
Yeah, it's weird.
And I despise it so much.
But it's like, it's funny because...
Or 50k views, maybe even 10k views sometimes.
It's funny because I think there are some people that are doing it, but I just think as a UK, because it's hard to say because I don't think the people that are the most inspiring are going to be the biggest.
Yeah, but I'm there. I'm looking and I'm here.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not even talking about being the biggest artist. It's like, where is your shit? Like, that is my main thing. It's like, when I think about having conversations, like, I don't really speak much round all the things, because really and truly the conversation I'm gonna have is really hard. It's like, where is your shit? That is the first thing I'm gonna ask. Like, because you're like, none of us are young, and it's like I said last year, it's like, I need something on the market. I need something on the market. The book needs to be on the market. Now I'm a writer now. I got a book in the market. I'm a writer now. That's it. It's like, at least you got something to say. Or I've said something and it's out there. Let's put it like that. But obviously, yeah, like that's just what I want to say. Like I just want to say that. But yeah.
Oh wait, was you talking to me there?
What? Pardon?
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I was just like, I'm just thinking about the culture in the UK, like, because I was just thinking like, there's no high art out, and it's like, there's no people really trying to, like, obviously we have Dave and then Jay Huss, and then that's about it, and there's no middle tier.
It's funny because the people who are sort of leaning that directions are sort of more American based in a weird way, or
and like nobody looks at UK music in the UK either. That is the other thing, but that's on a cultural level. That's not on a production level. I'm starting with the people that make the sounds first when I ask these questions, and then next will be the writers, and then the rappers and all of that stuff. But right now it's like, okay, the people that are making the sounds in the UK, what are you doing? What are we doing to promote the sounds? Because there's more than one sound in the UK, but everybody thinks it's just Afro swing or Afro beats or like drill, when it's not. But yeah, no, that's kind of what I wanted to say. But this has been the Culture and Camaraderie podcast. I am Damilare, aka Damadici, the big bumper club playboy himself from nytypical.net, the charismatic consigliere, Tiberius on the mic and the production, effing up the microphone. Funny enough. Lax error for all your production needs.
Hit a man up.
Follow us, Camaraderie Pod on IG. I need them follows now.
If you don't know how to spell camaraderie,
I don't understand
that's
why
what
you're
you need
here.
to get to. Yeah, get the fuck
to be honest.
Look at the screen, blood clot.
But yeah, Camaraderie Pod everywhere, and Culture and Camaraderie on Spotify and everything. The links are obviously down below. Yep. And YouTube whatever on YouTube, or well, if you're listening to this on Spotify, great to you. But yeah, peace, blessings, salutations. This has been the Culture and Camaraderie podcast. Oh, fam. Oh, fam. Don't lie to me. Don't